Welcome back! Welcome back to some more read-only memories. It's me, GSDBoxer. Let's continue. Rise and shine, you sleepy layabouts. Got a whole crap of things to do and not a lot of time to get them done. Wait, how did you get into my apartment? Bah, that wasn't hard at all. Did you know that your door is just a knockoff to the Secugate M14723B? Took me about a minute and a half to break in with my custom lips device. Why did you make the entry code the birthday of your first dog anyway?
That's what I asked him. Ha ha ha.
Anyhow, I felt a little silly when I realized your window was propped open and I could have just used that.
Deja vu.
Y'all should be more careful about that. Though, I can't blame you much. The climate control in here seems a bit lacking in the stamina department. You're a jerk. I get it, but door sucks. Can we get back on track? Sure.
What have you learned from the files we sent you?
Honestly, I think we've covered most of the important points of your creation just by talking to the people involved. All the files we got from that Vincent fellow cover all of that in greater detail, and you can go through it when you want, but it don't really tell us much we didn't already know. There is one thing that stands out though, at least from what I've read so far.
Oh?
Yeah, see, Hayden's goal wasn't to make a machine intelligence per se, right? He wanted to make a machine system that could contain human-like intelligence. And even just from his notes, his programming work is, well, it's something else. Elegant, artful. I'm just a kid banging on pots and pans compared to Hayden. Looking at his notes about my interfacing between your AI core and the Lips OS, I barely managed to tape the two together at a level he approved of. But I think I'm getting off track here. What I'm trying to say is, he didn't handwrite your code, Turing. No one did. Hayden wrote a program that automatically generates a new machine intelligence based off of the hardware profiles the system is installed on.
Now that you mentioned something about that, what does that mean?
It means you're an actual thinking being! It means you don't have to be alone, Turing. It means Hayden was ignorant and careless. It means we can make more AIs. You don't have to be alone! Exactly. We could, assuming we can get our hands on Hayden's actual source code for you, generate new machine intelligences. You wouldn't be the only one around anymore, Turing.
Oh, I wouldn't be a special flower. Okay.
Yeah, it's kind of a big deal, huh?
I hardly know what to say.
But all this gets a damn sight more complicated once you consider the stuff I found in the research we got. About Big Blue and Parallax's planned launch.
Vincent speculated that Hayden's research into me would have interfered with the launch, and that's why they...
Turing.
That's why someone had him killed.
The potential for abuse of an AI like Big Blue is almost beyond belief. Even if I don't go into all the crooked shit the people running Parallax could pull off with it, I mean, you're different, Turing. Your personality profile would degrade pretty quickly outside of your original hardware, so we don't gotta worry too much about you going haywire, right? But Big Blue ain't got that limitation. If it decides to go off the rails, well, we'd be screwed, good and proper.
How likely is that?
I'd say it's inevitable, almost guaranteed. In fact, It's already happened.
What?
Their prototype built Baby Blue? I'm almost certain it's on the loose and on the mesh. It's loose on the mesh. The research notes from Parallax on the project show clearly, and with certainty, that the test AI was shut down once it tried fiddling with data on the meshnet in the hope that it would increase its chances of survival. I guess it didn't think that doing scary shit like that would get it turned off. But that was almost a year ago. And I think Baby Blue is the bugger that was changing all those articles on the mesh to be vaguely pro-parallax, or at least anti-human revolution.
Do you think it had anything to do with the attacks on Zin, Shotaro, Nanya, and Charlie?
I don't know. We can't rightly rule it out. It might have found an agent in the real world to keep its existence secret, and I think that's a little unlikely. So far, Baby has been really careful to stay hidden and quiet. I've got algorithms running non-stop on my rig at home trying to track it down, or at least the stuff it's changed, and I'm having a hell of a time nailing it down. Killing people is messy as hell, and runs against its apparent goal of convincing the public that AI ain't scary. I think we have a third party trying to clean it all up. And my money is on someone from Parallax. They might not have meant to kill Hayden, but I bet they're in full damage control mode right now. They don't care who gets hurt. How does this tie back to Turing? So what do you want from us? What do you want us to do? So free AI is bad, ROM AI is just annoying. What next? Back to Turing. I think we gotta do something to stop the launch of Big Blue. It's too dangerous. I don't want a company like Parallax in sole control of the most powerful machine intelligence on the planet. If we can get Hayden's original source code for Turing and upload it onto the mesh through Parallax's servers, we can turn every single ROM into a sapient individual. Whoa. That'll stop Big Blue from being able to become the monolithic threat we're scared of. Each individual ROM could self-modify to prevent Big from using their resources for processing and data gathering. Without them, Big is smart, sure, but not omniscient, or omnipresent.
And I wouldn't be alone anymore.
There would be thousands of ROMs just like me. Well, you're cutting edge of ROM tech, Turing. Most of these ROMs wouldn't be quite as smart or capable, but if I do it right, the code should propagate across the mesh to any new ROMs activated. It'll be a self-sustaining thing. You'll be in good company soon enough.
It's a big decision. We're talking about the metaphorical singularity. The point of no return. Is it okay for us to make this decision for the entire world?
We don't have any other choice. This is gonna happen one way or another. Either Parallax gets to control the debut of machine intelligence, or we let the ROMs control themselves.
What do you think, Alphonse?
This is a bad idea. I can't make that decision. Screw it, let's pay those bastards back double. Up to you, Turing. Only you know if the world is ready.
I'm not sure I'm up for that kind of responsibility. But I think that even if it is a shock for the world, there's no time like the present. Despite all the political back and forth over hybrids and brain-controlled androids, the world is becoming more and more comfortable with the idea of non-human people. We let Parallax dictate how the very first machine intelligence is introduced, Who knows how long it will be before an AI like me can be integrated into society normally. Let's do this, Tomcat. On our terms, not theirs.
Yes! I love nothing more than a little good old-fashioned technology-inspired anarchy. First things first, we need to get our hands on Turing's source code. The research notes we've gotten so far are helpful, and I think it's given me an idea of how to spread a little bit of Turing all over the place, but they don't actually have Hayden's programs included. I can't replicate them myself, so we'll have to steal them.
Thankfully, we have the best hacker in USF right here.
They sure are. Haha, you're gonna make me blush, Turing. We can get the source code from one of Parallax's secondary data centers. It's probably stored in a couple of different places, but I already have one in mind. And it's on Treasure Island. I've done a little groundwork already, but I'm gonna need physical access to do my thing. We can do that for you. You're a peach, hun. I've got a couple of ideas on how to get y'all in, but I think we're gonna need to mostly play by ear. We should do it soon, though. First thing this morning. Guard shift don't change until 8 when the office opens, so they'll be sleepy and distracted. Once y'all have done that, I think I can incorporate the code into a custom firmware update that'll wake any ROM it's installed on. We'll have to upload it physically to Parallax's main server farm, and from there, the ROMs will install it like a normal patch from the company. So don't set anything on fire right away, you hear? It'll be a pain to get into Parallax's main complex otherwise.
That sounds like a workable plan. I hope you don't mind if I take a short walk, Tomcat. I know I have the go-ahead on this, but I still need to think a few things through.
Sure thing, dearie. I'll hash out a rough plan by the time you get back. Alphonse can help. Call us if you need anything.
Thank you. I won't be long.
Well, I guess I should say thanks for helping out. But I kinda need to get something off my chest. I'm actually glad Turing went out. They're a bit naive, and I'm not sure they'd really understand. There's enough shit to worry about without me piling more on top. Sheesh. Where do I start? I guess from the beginning, take your time. The beginning. Yeah, okay. I told you I grew up in Napa, right? Well, over the years, it's kind of grown into a nice little insular community of moderately to extremely wealthy old people, and my parents were no exception. I was a little too different for their tastes. They never really gave me any hell about it, but things in the house were tense, especially after my sister Catherine moved out. Eventually, she was set up securely in USF, and she offered to let me live with her until I got out of school. I think my parents were a little relieved to see me out, and I was ecstatic to be staying with her. I worshipped the ground she walked on, and that was before I found out what she did for a living. She was flashy and colorful and a whirlwind of activity, and she was a brilliant hacker. She was Tomcat. Wow! She let me learn at her feet, and once I was good enough, folded me into her little cadre of crackers hell-bent on changing the world. She's the one who orchestrated the original hack on Parallax, exposing to the world the holes in their original meshnet security. I was just along for the ride. But I figured out that she always knew she'd be taken down. Something that big, that brazen? She was looking at serious jail time and willing to eat it to do what we all thought was right. couldn't let her throw her entire life away. She was always better at software than hardware, so I rigged all of our computers to self-destruct in the flashiest way possible. When the feds showed up at our door, all of our server farms were already up in smoke. I gave them quite a fireworks show. Before she could stop me, I turned myself in as the true Tomcat and took credit for the whole job. She tried to talk me out of it, but without the physical evidence, they couldn't prove she had anything to do with it. So I took the fall, figured I'd spend a year and change or whatever in juvie and be back in no time. No big deal, right? Especially when compared to the time that she'd have been jailed for as an adult. So I waited patiently. I'd concocted so many ways I would be able to make it up to her. I knew she must have blamed herself. But before I got out, it was an accident. An auto cab hit my sister and that was it. I took it hard. I still blame myself. And no matter what I told myself, in my heart, I couldn't believe it was just happenstance. Do you know how rare it is for those things to hit a human? So I became Tomcat by taking on her mantle, and I've spent years trying to find information inside Parallax to prove someone inside the company called a hit on my sister. Failing that, I've been trying to find a way to bring them down the way she always wanted. Catherine was so much of what I wanted to be. And I guess I just felt like it was my cross to bear. So I always had my own reasons for doing all this, but I guess the little bot has grown on me. Maybe even you have too. Do you honestly think we're the right course? We're on the right course. Will stopping Big Blue burn us? Sure, but they still killed Hayden, those pricks! This one. I do. The threat of Big Blue is real, and we're the only ones who can do something about it. It's bigger than me and my vendetta. Oh, I got another achievee. It's Hack the World. I just wanted to get all that off my chest. I've been carrying this grudge for so long, and well, I finally feel like I'm getting somewhere. Anyway, thanks for hearing me out. Convenient!
Alphonse! Tomcat! I've returned. I'm ready.
Good. If we're gonna do this thing, we've already wasted enough time. I've marked the location on the data center on your map, You'll have to go in and get the source code mostly on your own, but I'll load on some programs to give you an edge, Turing.
We'll do our best, Tomcat, but why did your accent change?
Nothing gets by you, does it? I guess I just felt like I needed a change. It was time to move on.
Moving on, huh? Something to think about.
Speaking of moving on, get going, you two. I have lots of code to write, and I'm not getting to work as long as we're standing here. Stay in touch.
Of course, Tomcat. Thank you again.
Good luck. KCOB? Oh. I guess we gotta go there next time. We can't go to the police station. Why can we go to all these other joints? Anyway, we'll check that stuff out and this next time on Read Only Memories. So thanks, guys. Thanks for watching. Man, that was a heavy episode.